basically you see the two tracks on the road next to a Mercedes-Benz with several cars. You guys remember that one?
Oh yeah, stop.
Yeah,
stop
right.
Right ahead of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Real simple. Okay, that's a human truth.
Yeah.
Come on, when you're driving down, you see a great car. You know, you step on the brakes. So everybody around the world, universally, okay, you know, why do everybody love that ad? Oh, I've done that. I've seen that. It's really common sense, human truths. So just, you know, I'm not saying that every ad in the world has a human truth, but if you look at the annuals and some of the best stuff out there, has it. We'll look at some of the work here for Saatchi, and you know, I didn't do not even 2/3 of that work, but some of it has it in there, and you'll not. Take some time and look at this year's one shot. You'll see a lot of that in there. So that's actually a very big suggestion on my part. And then simple. I mean, I've said it enough times. If you don't do it simple, it's going to be hard. And last but not least, this is the one that I learned 3 years after I attended another lecture from some ECD at Deutsch. And the man said, we are creatives, we're problem solvers. But more importantly, you have to take pride in what you do and responsibility. You have to be a responsible creator. And by that, what I mean is, and I don't want to scare you too much. You shouldn't be thinking this way when you're in ad school because it's a different agenda. Ad school is about making the best book possible, about, you know, flexing your muscles and showing somebody that you have a flair and style to it. But once you're in the business, and you come up with an idea. My partner and I, a couple of years ago, we worked on Dr. Pepper, just like Maria used to work on Dr. Pepper, and we came up with an idea that the client spent roughly about $8 million just in production. $8 million, right? And I remember coming up with the idea, and they sold all the little boxes and so forth. But based on this advice that I was given, I really thought to myself, is this idea really going to work? Would I take my checkbook and write down $8 million for this idea? Would I go to the casino and put my chips on that thing and guarantee that would work? I wasn't sure if I could or if I would, but you know, many of my ideas, I would say about 90% of them, I'm always very sure that it can work. It's important that you take that sort of responsibility because it'll make you a better ad person. It'll make you sincere. It'll make you believable. When you walk into that one client that's sort of doubting you. Remember, I mean, clients, a lot of them, you know, and these big blue chip companies that I work for, they will see you a lot of times as that used car salesman. Oh, he only wants to do that great creative so he can go to con and win some awards and da-da-da-da-da-da. So part of the game is also not doing great ads, but making sure that you can actually explain your idea and convince them that it can work. And can you actually do that if you don't believe that your idea is worth that money? It's a daunting question. And that I guarantee you that if you remember me here and you go into the business and 8 years down the line, I guarantee you within that 8-year period, at least once, you'll think to yourself, wow, would I put my own money into this? So, anyhow, so should I go
yeah,
over the
it should just pop up.
Okay. So, what I will show you here is essentially, well, you know what, before we do that, maybe I should take a few questions regarding what I just said.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's better that way, because then the work will take us somewhere else and we're going to forget. So, I'm here, so take advantage of me. I love to talk. Maria knows that. Questions?
Yeah.
What's different? What are you seeing different in books today from students than when you were getting into the business?
I see a lot of this, you know, placement ads. You know, placement ads that are like you know, stuff like, oh, the sidewalk thing, the sidewalk that. My belief with that stuff, good or bad, is that sometimes you have some great one-shots. It's like, oh, great idea. Like, you know, our agency last year did some stuff that went to con. That was they used the alcantarilla. What do you say in English? Huh? Yeah, the manhole covers. Yeah. the manhole covers. And in New York, you get a lot of steam underground. So what they did is they took the photograph of a coffee mug, and they shot it from above, and then they glued it on top of the manhole, and they allowed the hulls of the thing to come up, and so they put Folgers on it and so forth. Yeah, you know, for me, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's pretty smart. Well, where's the big idea on that? Where's the big idea? And if you start digging a little deeper, one level in, you're going, well, where's the steam coming from? It's like underground. Now, would I put my money in it, into doing about 20,000 of those around the country? I don't know if I would. But again, that wasn't my choice. That wasn't the creative director on that. I was just an observant in my agency. So I see a lot of those in books. And for me personally, and I can only speak for myself because I spend a lot of time trying to tell people, oh yeah, this is what a book should look like and this and that. And I'm like, it's up to the guy up there, you know, the Jerry Graff looking at the books. I'm just going to give you what I think you might like or not. I got to look for big ideas in books. I got to look for a style that's different. You know, if I'm the one that I'm trying to bring you in to work with us at Saatchi, and you know, I have, you know, not personally, but we have 2 or 3 teams under me that can do all sorts of ads, you know, and some of them are like oh, this or that, different styles. We're looking for a different kind of style because you know what you're bringing to the table is really how can you do it differently than the guy who you know. If we're going baseball terms, I mean, if you're throwing fastballs, and I got 2 guys in the bullpen that can throw fastballs, why do I want another guy that's that? So, yeah. So when we were going to ad school, there was definitely not any of this placement stuff. There was not any online concepts. I see a lot of online stuff that comes through books, and it's not enough to just say it's online, guys. I mean, it's like you know, a big idea is a big idea. This is a good example. I wouldn't say it's a huge idea, but it's a really good idea that worked on online. And my neighbor next to my desk is Alan Vladovic, who is this Bosnian super amazing art director that works at Saatchi. And he did a real simple print ad. He took images of you know, like a university classroom, and took the halftone, the entire halftone, and he made the entire thing black, this, and the shape of this. Okay, so it's basically like. And then he took a little pill of no-dose and stacked it right in the middle, and it was basically holding the 2 black parts. Through the visual, you could still see that it was a classroom. So you get the idea, right? That basically no-dose keeps you awake. He put a photograph of someone, like a car coming at nighttime. Same deal. You know, I remember like the ad, and he did 2 or 3 of those executions, and it's a nice, simple idea. It was sent to Con and whatsoever, and then 2 weeks ago, I was like by his desk, and he was doing something online. I was like, "Oh, what are you working?" It's like, "Well, we're trying to make this idea work for online." I'm like, "What is it?" So take a look. Sit in that, type in this address into this beta site, and I typed it, and it was like a financial web page, you know, like E-Trade or whatever. Lots of numbers, kind of boring, mundane, and all of a sudden the screen sort of went black. But did it very, very like the way art directed was very simple. But it looked like you know, you were doing this with your eyes. And then the pill came on, and then that went away immediately as soon as you moved your mouse, and then there was the banner. And I thought to myself, man, gold, man, that's brilliant. That's so simple. They used the medium for that, okay? So if I saw that idea coming in, and even if it was bordered, you didn't even have to have it on the, I would see that and go, wow, this is really smart. That's a really good idea, right? But then, you know, and I realized that it's hard. I mean, you know, listen, I don't even have a single online idea in my portfolio. It's really scary because that's where the business is going, right? I'm kind of gambling that I'll get to the end of my career and I'll just continue doing TV and so forth. But you should have online up there for sure. People are looking for it. You see some of the great work that's coming out of Goodby and Silverstein, and ideas are a great idea. All right, anybody else? Come on. Somebody's got a question. How about back there? You guys hiding in the back. Anybody?
Being quiet. Maybe we'll see the work, and
All right, cool.
I'm sure when we get to the bar, they'll have lots of questions for you.
After a few beers later.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
All right. If a medium doesn't exist, would it be okay if we invented a medium, you know, for you know, a thought, you know, if it doesn't exist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if it's a good idea, it's a good idea.
I mean, it doesn't exist yet, but, okay. Just,
I'm like, listen, you know,
Right.
one of the things that I ended up sending